Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a new board game from Bicycle called... Oh wait, yes, this Bicycle, but this isn't the game. It's called the Alpha board game. The Alpha is a 3 to 6 player game from Bicycle Cards, or what's it called? By Bicycle. I think it's Games by Bicycle, which is interesting because they usually just make cards. So they're branching out, which is cool. And in this game, players are going to take on the role of a pack of wolves. You're going to have some alpha wolves, which are these two guys right here, and some beta wolves. What you're trying to do is you're trying to explore the near forest, the deep forest. You're trying to eat. You're hungry. You're a pack of wolves and you're starving. You got 6 weeks. You need to eat some food. What you're trying to do is you're trying to eat the most food in 6 weeks to be the best pack of wolves. That's a rundown of the game. Let's go down to the table, see how it shakes out. All right, so here's the game of the Alpha, all set up for 4 players. To set up, you're going to put the board out in the middle. You're going to give each player some beta wolves, which look like this. They're the single wolf, and an alpha wolf, which is a double wolf. And you're going to put one of your beta wolves out here on the 5 food section. You're going to give each player a fight and a share token of their color. Then, according to the number of players, you're going to put out the rest of the regions. So in this case, we have the beaver, the fish, livestock, 2 scavenge, a deer, an elk, and a big bad bison. All right, and then we're going to play. Playing is pretty easy. It's going to take place over a few phases, and the phases are pretty simple. First phase, you're going to take some wolves and you're going to put it on a region tile. What you're trying to do is you're trying to gather food to have the most food at the end of the game. So to gather food in the near forest, which are the ones closest to you, you don't have to spend any food. To go to the deep forest, you're going to have to spend a food to send a wolf out there. These, you're guaranteed 1 food. This one, you may get 12, you may get 3. Your wolf may die, which means it's out of the game. Over here, there's at least a 2 guarantee. And over here, you're guaranteed at least 3, but then it could die, and next round is worse. Same with all these up here, they can die as well. And then the big bison can get you 20, but it can also die. All right, so let's play. We'll get into some of that in a minute. So, red player's the alpha. They're gonna go first. They're gonna take their 2 wolf. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get an area majority on each of the regions. So they're gonna take their 2 wolf, and they're going to come up here. Because they went up there, they have to pay a food. So now they're back at 4. Then it'll be this player's turn. They're going to go after the elk, so they're going to send their big dog over here to come after the elk, so they pay a food. Blue actually wants to go here, and they are going to try to get some livestock. Only 1 wolf can ever go here, so that was now blocked for the rest of the round. And then this player, they're going to come over here and try to get some beaver. Then red, they're going to come back up here. They really want this bison, so they're going to pay another food. Green, they're going to come over to the deer. So they'll go to the deer, they'll pay a food. Blue is going to send their big dog to the deer. They'll pay a food. They still have their big dog left. They're going to send their big dog over to the bison. They'll pay a food. I guess I call it big dog, but I should say alpha. Back to red. Red's going to just go ahead and scavenge, so they're guaranteed 1 food. Green's going to do the same. Blue's going to come get some fish. Again, I'm just picking things so we can see how it goes. This probably isn't how people would actually play. They're going to come here and get some scavenge. Red, there needs to be at least 4 wolves up here. I'm not sure if these count as 1 or 2. So red's going to come back up here again for another food. Green wants to come over here. They're going to pay a food. Blue is going to come here and scavenge. Brown wants to come get in on the fish game. Red's going to try to get some beaver. Green comes up here to try to break the tie. Cost them 3 food, but only cost blue 1 food, which is rough. Blue will come over here. Brown's going to come here and scavenge. Red's going to scavenge. Green, they'll just scavenge again. Blue, they're going to come here and break the tie and fish. And brown, they're going to come over here and break the tie on beaver. All right. So after everybody has placed their workers, then we're going to resolve. So the way we're going to resolve is we're going to start with the scavenge, and we're going to go smallest tiles to biggest tiles. So everybody who's on these are guaranteed 1 food, no die rolls. So red gets 1, green gets 1, brown gets 1. Then these guys come back to their appropriate den. Right? Then same here, everybody gets 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. They come back to the appropriate den. All right, then I'm just going to resolve this one because it's here. All right, so then when you get to a tile that has dice, or a die, you're going to roll the die. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to roll this die. There's 3 sides that have a D, which means that wolf's going to die. There's one side that has an X, which means nothing happens and it just goes back. There's a side that has a 12 and a side that has a 3. I want to get a 12 or a 3. I got an X, so I don't get any food, but at least my wolf doesn't die. Then we'll come over here. All right, so whenever there's a... What you're trying to do is you're trying to see who has the majority of their wolves on the tile. So in this instance, green or blue, whatever color that is, has the majority. So they're going to get a roll to die. X, so no food. They had a possibility of getting 3 or 2, and they rolled the worst possibility. Over here, same. Brown gets to roll. They got an X. I promise these don't just always roll X's, so nothing happens. Red, green. All right, then we'll go over here. Green has the majority, so they rolled 5, so they're going to get 5 food. All the wolves come back. And blue, then we have green's the only one here. They rolled 9, so they get 9 food. Not too shabby up there. Wolf comes back. Then over here with the bison, there has to be at least 4 wolves in the region, which there are. There might be 6. I'm not sure if those count as 2. And red has the majority, so they'll roll. Red gets 20 food. That is incredible. And then red comes back here. They also spent 3 of their wolves to get that, and that's it. All right, so let me explain something else. If there's ever a tie, so say we were here. So it was these 2 and these 2. Whoever's alpha or closest to the alpha, so if, in this case, red is the alpha, so they would get a roll to die. If they rolled an X, green would also get a roll because they are also in the dominant group here. So they would get an X, so nobody would get anything. But if, say they rolled 4, okay, there's 2 of each of these wolves colors there. They have some choices. That's where these fight and share tokens come in. So here's what happens. If both people pick share, everybody gets the equal amount of food. So in this case, green would get 2, red would get 2. If one person picks fight, they get all the food. So in this case, red would get 4. If both people pick fight, then one wolf gets injured. So that means they would each get a wolf over here to injured. It's basically out for a round. And then they don't get any food. If there was another color here, so say blue was here, they would be able to scavenge this tile and take all this food. So they were fighting for the food, but they hurt themselves, and then these guys come in, steal the 4 food, and that's that. So that's what happens should there be a battle. All right, so say this is what happened at the end of the round. You're gonna, at the end of the turn, you're gonna adjust the weeks left down, 1. Any wolves that are on injured are gonna go to healing. And sometimes there'll be cases when this die roll will show carrion. So what that means is during that round, it's going to be worth 11 food. It's going to just be 11 food. Then at the end of the round, the next round, it's going to be only 11 food. No need to roll a die. So when you go there, you're guaranteed to get 11 food if you're the majority, or you might have to split it. But it's only worth 11 food. Then at the end of that round, it would flip back over and it would be a normal bison. So some of them have carry-on sides. Carrion, I'm not sure how you say it. Some of them don't. Like this one doesn't, and this one doesn't. So on the back of that, it's just white. So it will never flip over. And yeah, you're going to play through 6 rounds, and whoever has the most food at the end of the game is the winner. Now, you see the track goes to 30. So say the red wolf is going to get to 30. When he hits 30, he's going to come over here, and he'll lay his wolf down on his side to signify that his 4 is actually plus 30. So This one has 5, this one has 6, this one has 17, and he has 34. And that's the game. That's how you play the alpha. Let's go to the top, see what they think about it. That was the alpha. First off, I want to say, for this being Bicycle, who normally does just decks of cards, the production on this game is awesome. These tiles are nice and fat. They're two-sided, or nice and fat, I guess nice and thick. They're two-sided. These dice are really nice. They're all custom. The meeples, quality wolf meeples, I showed you those earlier. This board, I'm gonna try to do this stuff without shaking it a lot. This board is really nice. It kind of doesn't lay flat on the table, but either way, it's just a score track, not super necessary, but it looks really nice. The player aid, clear of what the fighting and sharing does. I really enjoy that. So the production is amazing. So now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the game. So what this game is it's a area control type, auction, roll and move type game, sort of. You're going to a tile, you're trying to kill the animal to get some food. You want to have the most wolves there, you're going to have to fight with other packs who are asserting their dominance. And that's how you're playing. You're going to play over 6 weeks, going to kind of just do the same thing each round. But that's fine. It's super short, like 20 minutes. I played it with my 6-year-old, and I think it says 10 plus. She was fine. I had to guide her a little bit, but she was fine. So yeah, anybody can play this game. It's super accessible, super good gateway game that I think you can bring anybody into because it looks gorgeous. It's an interesting theme. Some people might be turned off by the theme if they're not into animals killing other animals, but it's a game. So that's my caveat, I guess. It's a game. So yeah, I really enjoy this one. I'm going to keep it around. It's really fun. It's really light, so just keep that in mind. It's really light. And I'm going to give this a BGM accepted seal. It's going to be a 7 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 3.5 out of 5 on our arbitrary wrench rating, which means absolutely nothing, but yada, yada, yada. Moving on. Yeah, this is a good game. I enjoy it. If you can get a chance to go pick it up and you can find it. I don't know when it comes out. I'm not sure if it's already out. It might be, but you can check out Bicycle's website. I'll put a link to it in the video description and all that stuff. Go to BGG. They'll talk about it there. So yeah, that was the alpha from Games by Bicycle, I think. And I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.